What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we have another vacuum saved video, and I guess we will start where I got these machines. And yeah, I actually got all of these today except for the Quick Steamer, which, speaking of the Quick Steamer, this was a curb find. I would never pick these things up, I would never pay anything for them, but since it was free, why not? The person that put this on the side of the road, they said that they just simply didn't need it anymore and that it works. So if it does not sell, I will clean this thing up, but if it doesn't sell, I'll just donate it. I don't really care, as I didn't spend anything on it, and I don't plan on spending any sort of money on this machine. So up next is a Kenmore Progressive. You can see it's a I thought this was a Progressive 100, but it doesn't even say it anywhere. I'll look at the sticker later here, but this I acquired from my local Salvation Army for $10. And yeah, it appears to be in really good shape. You see, it's really not that dirty. Has the upholstery tool, missing the dusting brush, crevice tool, and the telescopic extension wand. Here we have two DC07s. The yellow one right there is a DC07 all floors. The turquoise DC07 is a DC07 original. So these two came from my local Savers, and I did get a discount on them. So you can see this originally was 30, and this was originally 25, but I got both of these for 40. In total. So up next is a Hoover Elite Supreme. This I actually purchased from Marco, also known as Vacuums and Carpet Cleaner Guy, so that was nice. I bought from him, I bought a few machines for him before, so if you're watching this, thank you. You can see it doesn't have the attachments, but I don't care, as the gotta love trucks. Anyways, it's missing the attachments, but I don't really care, as the tools on these suck anyways. So up next is a Eureka Victory. This was also a Salvation Army find, and this was pretty expensive at $35, but I did get it discounted to $30. So kind of much, but it's in good condition. Has a bunch of bags. The only attachment it's missing is the two wands, but it has the combo tool and the crevice tool. So we'll go ahead and start with this Quick Steamer, since it's the most boring, just to make sure this works. I did test this when I got it, so you're obviously about to find out how it runs. See, it runs. Smells really bad. And oh wow, that is gross. I wonder if they use this as a vacuum. Maybe the spills just get cleaned up and donated, or maybe just thrown on the curb again, who knows. No solution in this, so that we know it hasn't been used in a while. There's the sticker. So it's a model 15335. Trying to see if there's a date code on this. Actually, excuse me, the model number is 20806. 15 might actually be 115, or excuse me, 2015. So, I mean, it works. Bissell discontinued these a few years ago, I think. This was the original Quick Steamer. It's basically the same design as the original Quick Steamer. Oh, I see there's two latches right here. gross, very gross. So who knows? I don't need a carpet cleaner. I have 2 of them. Hoover Steam Vac and a Bissell Pro Heat, and even then I don't need 2 carpet cleaners. And I most certainly don't need this, so. But it does work. We'll see what happens with it. Probably the last time you'll see it, as I don't think it's interesting at all. So, let's start with the Elite Supreme, since this we know works, the Elite Supreme. So, yeah, apparently it was refurbished. You can see it has a new bag in there. Pretty nice. The cord is in fantastic condition, so not bad. Let's take a look at the bottom. Brush roll looks pretty good. Spins nicely. There's a sticker. Sorry, it's upside down. Actually, I'm gonna flip this over so you can see it. Focus. Okay. So it looks like it was made November of 1996. It's a 7.2 amp. This is just like my Elite Energy Efficient that I acquired from Goodwill. Except this is obviously the hardbag version, and it has a nicer hand grip. So anyway, we'll plug this in. And here we go. Motor sounds very healthy, so very nice. Again, Marco, if you're watching this, thank you. So, yeah, obviously I'm going to keep this one. I do want more Elites in the collection. So, we have 4 machines left. Guess we'll start with the Dysons. Let's do the all floors. So this is my first DC07. I've never owned a DC07, so to find 2 of them at the same time was kind of a shocker. I don't think I'm going to keep this one. If I'm going to keep an 07, it's definitely going to be the original. So, I'm curious if both of these came from the same person that donated them. Because what is the coincidence of finding 2 DC07s at the same time? And they're both in about the same condition. I mean, they're both pretty clean, especially for how old they are. You can see there's the cord. Missing all the attachments. Both of them don't have the attachments, but that's okay. So, let's check the bin. Looks pretty normal. Is this missing a gasket, or is it on the bin? Okay, it's on the bin. Never owned an 07 before, so there's the filter, which of course it's not user accessible because you have to take out the you have to pop out the tabs. But we can check the post motor filter. Does not want to come out. Fold up. There we go. Not too bad. If this isn't brittle, it looks okay. If it doesn't fall apart, then this should wash pretty well. You can see it's a genuine Dyson filter. And there is some coarse debris in there. So. But not bad. I don't think it's had much use unless they clean the filters before or change them. I don't think that's in all the way. One sec. Okay, so for whatever reason, I can't get this filter in all the way, because you can see this tab is supposed to lock it in place, but it just doesn't want to lock in, so I'll have to look at that later. But first vacuum cleaner that doesn't lose suction. Very interesting. Also, for anyone, if anyone has a DC07 or knows, what is this for? This, see, there's this separate piece of plastic that moves on here. Same with that one. I don't know what this is for, so if anyone knows, tell me. I know this is for emptying the bin. And obviously this releases the bin, but I don't know what this plastic piece does, so. It's a massive bin. So yeah, it's on carpets. No clue if the clutch is good, probably not, considering how old this thing is. In fact, speaking of the clutch, let's see what that brush roll looks like. Could be worse, I guess. Pretty gross. There's a sticker. If anyone knows how to date a Dyson, please let me know. I'm guessing this means right there. If it'll focus. 07. If this is from 07, I think this would be a later 07. There's a lower hose. Doesn't appear to be split, but yeah. Before we run this, I'm going to check the condition of the hose, since these obviously can split. Oh wow. That's the clearest Dyson hose I have ever seen. So, I'm willing to bet this wasn't used all that much, considering how clear that hose is. All right, let's see what this does. Okay, so it runs. The brush was spinning, but it's kind of hard to tell if it's actually spinning when it contacts the carpet. Because these older Dysons, it's kind of hard to tell since they don't really have a very audible sound when they hit the carpet, so I'll have to look into that more later. But it runs. It'll just need a basic tune-up, possibly a clutch. So that's the all floors. Moving on to the complete, or excuse me, the original. Now the impressive thing about this, actually about both Dysons, it's not faded. Normally I see these Dysons, these older ones, all faded. The cyclones turn different colors, the gray plastic turns green. This genuinely looks almost brand new. Like, this is definitely the original color, so that's very impressive. There's the bin. Again, I don't know why we have tape on the bin. That's kind of odd. Hopefully there's nothing broken here. Now, unfortunately, there is one thing broken on this that I noticed. There is tape on this, so whatever, again, I don't know what this piece does, but whatever it does, it is broken. There's the filter. See, this one's actually seated because the clip is over it, but let's take a look. About the same. You can tell they had pets. There we go, that one clipped in. Let's check the, I guess guess I didn't check the U-bend on this, but considering it didn't sound clogged, yeah, it's clear. Or actually, excuse me, this is the U-bend. I forgot what you call this, but this is what the U-bend is. Yeah, looks fine. The cord is mint. I mean, it's not even that dirty either. Oh, again, look how clear that hose is. I mean, it's not perfect, but for how old this thing is, that's impressive. So, ooh, that brush roll. That is very tangled. Take a look at the sticker. So this one is actually a rebuilt one, as you can see. And okay, so I see an 8 and below it is 25. So I'm guessing this is from 08, if that's correct. Again, any Dyson collectors that know, please let me know. Lower hose looks okay. Again, no attachments. Let's check the main hose. Looks fine. That's good. Again, that also runs pretty well. And this one I can hear the brush roll, so maybe this one actually does need a clutch, or at least a clutch rebuild. But this one I can actually kind of hear the brush roll spinning, so that's good. So yeah, they both work. It's nice. I'll probably keep this one. Again, the only thing that's wrong with it is this down here is cracked and busted. So that's the original. On to the next one. Up next is this Kenmore Progressive, and I actually acquired a Progressive 400 recently, about a couple of months ago at my Goodwill. Again, this one came from the Salvation Army. So this one, again, I'm thinking it's a Progressive 100, although it doesn't say it. It has the dirt sensor, does not have the bag indicator like my other one does. It has just the brush. Hose looks okay. There's a sticker. See, there's the model number. Dating Kenmores is kind of tricky, but judging by the fact that this has the silver Kenmore logo and, you know, silver everything, this is most likely a 2000s model. Because I know the ones with the gold lettering, like my 400, is a 90s model. It did have the manual, just like my 400. So that's neat. Actually, we'll set that aside. Now, unfortunately, it looks like they ran this without a bag, because as you can see, this thing is just filthy. So before I turn this on, I'm actually gonna vacuum this out. Okay, so vacuumed it out. Unfortunately, I do not have high hopes for this one. that was a lot of debris. They obviously used this without a bag, and the fact that we're missing the filter does not give me much hope. So let's put this back on. Let's see. Okay, it does have the HEPA filter. I wonder how bad this is gonna look. Geez, that's pretty bad. So I do have these filters though, so that'll get replaced. But if this motor is, you know, toast, then this is likely gonna get parted out. I know that these Progressives are on somewhat high demand for parts, and this one is in good condition besides potentially the motor. So let's take a look at the bottom. Gee, well, it's got a brush roll. Belt is MIA unless the, you know, the clutch is not activated. But everything is here. I don't know if I should run this thing, but we'll try it. I mean, it's not, I mean, if there was that much crap in there, then most likely the motor already has significant debris in it. All right, here we go. Doesn't sound as bad as I thought it would, but it sounds clogged. Hose might be clogged, but honestly, judging by how much dirt was in the fan chamber, or excuse me, the housing, I would not be at all surprised if the fan is clogged up with dirt. But this thing seems to be savable. It's not shot. The bearings sound decent. You know, it's not awful. So a fan cleaning should fix it, because I think that's what's causing it to not have any suction. So if I end up saving this one, it'll need a cleaning, probably some motor work, and a belt. So I'm probably not going to keep this, because at least if it was like one of the green or the, you know, maroon ones, that would be different. But this is just like my 400, just a lower end model. But we'll see what happens. Also, the lock on this is kind of finicky, but I guess it's just how these older Panasonics are. So finally, the Victory. This is a very common model because I see these all the time on the internet, and I finally came across one. So it comes with a bunch of bags, which are the correct one. It takes style AA bags, so that's nice. Not genuine, but still nice. So there's a sticker. See the Eureka company? Model 4460, if I'm reading that correctly. And it looks like this was made in 1999, according to the serial number. So it's a few years old. Well, over 2 decades. And it looks fantastic for its how old it is. I mean, it's still shiny. It's very minty. So hopefully this one has a bag in it. Oh, good. Okay. That's not bad. See, it does have a bag in it. Filter is not installed correctly, but yeah, not too bad. Sees this bag in properly. It is, but see, this is why I don't like these older bags, because they don't really seal very well. You know, you would think they would make it to where this would, you know, push up more to seal better, but not in this case. So this is my second bagged Victory. I have a few Whirlwinds. See, this is the non-headlight model. Again, it still has the wide path, which is kind of interesting. There's the brush roll. Looks decent. Feels like it has a belt, so that's good. Has good tension. Alright, hopefully this runs okay, because these Victories are famous for having bad motors. No clue if this is on or not. Oh, okay. Alright, let's see what this does. That actually sounds really decent. That's not bad. It sounds a little dry, but that might be the brush hole bearings. Yeah, I think the motor in this is fine. Because normally these Victories will go severely off balance and sound awful, but this one actually sounds pretty good. So, you know, 30 was a bit much, but considering it's in minty condition, you know, not bad. And plus, it came with a bunch of bags, so. This one, I'm definitely going to keep this one, as it's a very good condition, a good example of a Victory. I'm most likely going to sell this. I don't think I'm going to keep this, but I may change my mind. So I do want one of the green or even the maroon Progressives. I have a maroon whisper tone, but a maroon one of these would be kind of cool to have. I don't know. I might hang on to it, but I'll probably sell it. Most likely going to keep this. I'll probably hang on to this for a little bit, but going to sell it. This I'm going to keep, and that's definitely going up for sale, or at the very least donated. So that is vacuum saved. Thank you all for watching, and have a good one.